Hey everyone, buckle up because we're diving into some massive news that's about to shake up global trade. The United States and the United Kingdom are on the verge of announcing a game-changing deal to slash tariffs, and it's being called a major trade deal by none other than President Donald Trump himself. This isn't just another headline, it's a move that could reshape economies, boost businesses, and signal a new chapter in transatlantic relations. Curious about what's in store? Stick around as we break down what we know, what we don't, and why this matters to you, no matter where you are in the world. Welcome back to Focal Point, where we cut through the noise to bring you the news that matters most. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Today, we're unpacking the buzz around this US-UK trade deal with insights from political and economic experts. And we'll explore what it means for both countries, and maybe even for your wallet. Let's get started. So what's the big deal? Well, later today, the US and the UK are expected to drop an announcement about a new trade agreement aimed at reducing tariffs. Now, tariffs are those pesky taxes slapped on goods crossing borders, and they can make everything from cars to medicine more expensive. President Trump has been hyping this up, calling it a major trade deal with a big and highly respected country. And in the last hour, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer gave us a teaser during a speech about defense. Here's what he said. We must deepen our partnerships with allies, old and new, from across Europe to the United States, an indispensable ally for our economic and national security. Talks with the US have been ongoing, and you'll hear more from me about that later today. Sounds like something big is brewing, right? To help us unpack this, let's turn to the experts. First up, we've got insights from the political scene in Westminster, where the vibe is electric with anticipation. Here's the deal. We know an announcement is coming, but the details? They're still under wraps. What we do know is that this isn't a full-blown free trade agreement. You know, the kind that takes years to hammer out and covers every last detail. Instead, this is more like a targeted pact focused on easing some of the tariffs that President Trump has imposed. Think of it as a quick win to grease the wheels of trade without rewriting the entire playbook. Why does this matter? Well, for the UK, it's a diplomatic coup. Prime Minister Keir Starmer seems to have pulled off something other countries have been scrambling for. A deal with the US that puts the UK at the front of the line. Since Starmer visited the White House in February, his team has been working hard behind closed doors to make this happen. And politically, this is huge for him. After a rough patch with local election losses last week, Starmer's government is racking up some serious wins. Just days ago, the UK signed a major free trade deal with India. Yes, a full-on comprehensive one. Now they're about to unveil this US pact, and in 10 days they're set to announce a new agreement with the EU to reset relations. Talk about a geopolitical hat trick. But let's not get too starry-eyed just yet. To get the lowdown on what this means economically, let's zoom in on the numbers. The US is the UK's biggest single-country trading partner, and the UK sends a ton of goods across the Atlantic. Think cars, pharmaceuticals, and more. Cars are the UK's top export to the US, followed closely by pharmaceuticals. But here's the catch. Trump's administration introduced a 10% baseline tariff on most goods entering the US, which has made British exports pricier. This new deal might ease those tariffs for cars and drugs, but it's not likely to wipe them out completely. Plus, the majority of what the UK sells to the US isn't goods at all. It's services like banking, insurance, and tech. Services make up a growing chunk of UK exports, and tariffs don't usually apply to them. So in economic terms, this deal might not be a massive game changer. It's more like a symbolic victory, a sign that the UK and US are ready to play ball. Now let's talk compromises, because no deal comes without a price. One hot topic is the UK's digital services tax, which targets big US tech giants like Google and Amazon operating in the UK. The US has been vocal about wanting this tax scaled back, and UK ministers haven't exactly ruled out tweaking it. If the UK does budge on this, it could spark some serious debate at home. After all, that tax brings in revenue, and scrapping it might not sit well with everyone. On the flip side, the UK is likely offering other concessions to sweeten the deal for the US, maybe access to certain markets or regulatory tweaks. We won't know the full picture until the announcement drops, but rest assured there's a lot of give and take behind the scenes. So, why is this deal such a big deal for Keir Starmer? Let's go back to politics for a second. When Starmer took office 10 months ago, he promised to reset the UK's global relationships. He's been cozying up to world leaders, including a surprisingly warm relationship with President Trump. That's raised some eyebrows, given their different styles. Trump's all bombast and bravado, while Starmer's more reserved, like a chess player thinking 3 moves ahead. But it seems to be paying off. This deal is proof that Starmer's diplomatic charm offensive is delivering results. As one UK official put it, lots of countries have wanted a deal like this. The UK appears to have got there first. That's a feather in Starmer's cap, especially as he gears up for a tricky year ahead. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. This deal isn't just about tariffs or taxes. It's about signaling where the US and UK are headed. For the US, it's a chance to flex its muscle and show it can strike deals fast. For the UK, it's about proving it can stand tall on the global stage, especially post-Brexit. And let's not forget the timing. With global trade tensions rising and economies feeling the pinch, any deal that lowers barriers is a win. But will it change how people feel about their leaders? That's the million-dollar question. In the UK, voters are still reeling from economic challenges, and Starmer's recent trade wins might not translate into immediate love at the ballot box. Same goes for the US. Trump's base loves his deal-making swagger, but will this move the needle for everyday Americans? Time will tell. As we wait for the official announcement, here's what to keep an eye on. First, the details of the tariff reductions. Will they cover enough to make a real difference for businesses? Second, the compromises. What's the UK giving up, and how will it play politically? And third, the ripple effects. Could this pave the way for deeper US-UK trade talks down the road? We're also keeping tabs on how this fits into Starmer's broader trade strategy. With that India deal in the bag and an EU agreement on the horizon, the UK is positioning itself as a trade powerhouse. But pulling it off won't be easy, especially with domestic pressures mounting. For the latest updates, check out our live coverage on your website's social media handle. We'll be breaking down the announcement as soon as it drops, with expert analysis and reactions from both sides of the Atlantic. And if you want to dive deeper into what this means for you, whether you're a business owner, a consumer, or just someone curious about the world, drop a comment below. What do you think about this deal? Are you optimistic or do you see red flags? Let's get the conversation going. Before we wrap up, a quick shout out to our amazing community. Your support keeps this channel going, so if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Join the Focal Point family for more news breakdowns, deep dives, and maybe a few surprises along the way. That's it for today, folks. Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.